Hi guys. So mine and Peter's relationship is that we worked.
Beck and I decided every single podcast we're going to remind you that I'm her boss.
And I am Peter's assistant. We are not together. We are not father and daughter.
No, I have a daughter and I have a father. I did have a father and
You've got a son,
I've
you've got a
wife and a couple of dogs, a snake and three budgies.
And I've got a boyfriend and 2 cats and a mother and 2 sisters and a father and no, this is just working like...
Everywhere we go, people keep asking us the same question.
It's so bizarre. So, sorry, that was just like a little joke to start off with.
To start off with?
Well, I had that planned in my head.
Oh, did you?
I was thinking about it.
Anyway, we're in Chicago.
Yeah.
See, I got that right.
You did. I know. You keep calling it Boston for some reason.
Well, it sounds the same.
No, it doesn't.
I'll put an apology in for anybody on Scooby Tubes that, yes, this shirt looks like I just pulled it out of the washing basket. It's because I did. Because this was the shirt I wore to Dead Mouse and he signed it.
He signed it.
He signed it.
That was pretty cool. We did like a little meet and greet. We got a photo of Dead Mouse and I showed him my cat.
You'll be careful how you say that.
No, like my actual Gandalf, because Gandalf looks similar to his cat Meowingtons, and I got him to do a cameo for Jared's birthday, and in that I mentioned, and he claimed he remembered, but he probably thinks that.
Crazy Aussie.
Crazy, yeah. No, it's fine.
Flan girl.
I don't care. Yeah. I'm about to try this wine that Jeff got me.
What happens if it tastes like crap? So live on air, you're going to either lie.
Oh, no, that's really nice.
Oh, yeah, right.
No, it
Jeff,
is.
she's really, you can tell when she's lying. She goes, oh, yeah.
No, that is really nice.
You sure?
Yeah. Oh. It's nice and full-bodied.
Full-bodied.
Yeah.
Like me. Although I'm not quite full-bodied.
Because you got food poisoning.
Yeah. Beck keeps on taking me to restaurants to poison me.
I do not.
You did in London.
You're the one who decided to have chicken. We went there for ribs and you decided to have...
I still had ribs as well.
Did you? I thought you only had... Oh, did you have ribs as an
entree?
Oh, that's right. And then you got fried chicken. And then you got food poisoning.
Then I got fried.
It's your own fault, really.
No, it's not. It's the fault of the restaurants who don't look after their food hygiene properly.
Well, that. And now you got food poisoning again from octopi.
Octopi. Yeah, and first I get the pains about 1 morning and I thought, oh, not again. Oh, and yeah.
It's kind of funny though because last night at the restaurant, me and Peter decided to share everything.
Except one thing.
Except one, and then Peter was like, but I want to get the grilled octopus. And it came out and it was like a tentacle and I was like, absolutely not, I don't eat. Like I like calamari and stuff, but I will not eat octopus where it's got like little suckers on it.
What are you against tentacles?
It's weird. And also I kind of want to get an octopus tattooed. I don't know, I want a pet blue ring octopus. I just really like octopi. I really like them. I don't want to eat them.
Well, it's no good having a pet. They're escape artists and it's going to end up squashed on the road out the front trying to get to the ocean.
If I want a blue ring, it's going to end up killing me. It's going to escape and come hunt me down and kill me in my sleep. Oh, God. But, so Peter, and he was trying to convince me to try some. He was like, he cut off a little bit. He's like, just try it. And I was like, honestly, I'm fine. I am so content with my meatballs and my pasta. I do not need to eat this. And thank God I didn't.
You just didn't share the love with me ever. You let me go through pain and you just sit there and go, I'm fine.
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
Well, this is the good thing about being fussy is I eat things that, I don't know, I'm fussy. I mean, I'm sure.
Sorry, chicken gets you, and you love chicken.
I only like chicken breast.
Yeah, they still can be off.
Yeah, I mean, it can, but I don't know, I'm just really fussy.
Really fussy.
Really fussy.
So you say.
I feel like we've bounced around way too much in this first 2 minutes. We're so willing to food poisoning, Chicago, Boston, wine. Wow.
Yeah, well, we're 3 weeks into...
Yeah, I was about to say, can you tell we're a bit sleep deprived?
A lot sleep deprived, and I don't know, I've never ever had, have I ever had hay fever.
Yeah, you've got that as well.
Yeah, and I've never had it, so I don't know where that crap came from.
I don't know.
I'm blaming Boston for that.
Oh my God.
Well, if we're in Boston, I wouldn't have got it.
Yeah, well, we're not in Boston.
Well, that's why I'm blaming them.
Anyways, let's backtrack. So we went to Dead Mouse on Friday. That was really cool. And well, we had our workshops this weekend, and they were really good. We had a full house, and they were an awesome group.
Well, we had another 2 people went to Dead Mouse.
Yeah, two of the people that came to our workshops went to Dead Mouse as well. And then sorry, my nose is really itchy. Maybe I've got the hay fever as well. Then we had work on Saturday, and a few people commented. They were like, Bec doesn't seem herself. Yeah, because Bec's like 3 weeks into this and has had like 6 hours sleep and was out partying all night till 2 a.m. So I was absolutely wrecked, but...
You were very quiet on Saturday.
I wanted to... All I could think about was sleep. I think I was like sleeping with my eyes open at one point. I tried. But then... the workshops went really well. Everyone was really awesome. We had awesome models. It's just been, it was a really good weekend. I can't really fault too much. I mean, aside from not getting a mega boom that I asked for, that was ignored.
I can fault heaps. Deep dish pizza. Who would ever do this?
Oh, yeah, no, deep dish pizza.
Don't get it.
Deep dish pizza.
It's basically a capsicum casserole.
Well, if you don't get it with capsicum, I'm sure it's not. But it's a casserole. It's not a pizza, it's a casserole.
Yeah.
You can have it.
Why did you order something with heaps of capsicum and you don't like capsicum?
Because I do like capsicum. I like roasted red capsicum.
Well, the other day you said, I don't like it. All I can taste is capsicum.
Well, in that pizza, that's all I could taste.
But you just said you like capsicum.
There's a dish I make myself and I put capsicum in it, but I put other things. I wasn't expecting this place to just have like cheese and capsicum in their casserole that they call it pizza. I'm sorry, I was expecting other things. I was expecting the other ingredients they had listed, but no, it was just cheese and capsicum. It was very overpowering and it was very horrible, and I just don't appreciate this weird casserole pizza thing. It's not a pizza, it's a casserole with pastry. It's a casserole with pastry.
We're really embarrassed because we ordered the smallest one they had. We both had a slice each and said we can't eat any more of this. So we got a doggy bag. It's still sitting in the fridge.
We were trying to be polite. We were like, it's really good. We'll take the rest to go. Thank you.
And same with you. You ordered a spicy marg and you had to force yourself to drink it because after coming from Arizona, the spicy marg is just...
Austin.
Yeah, that's next to friggin' Arizona someday. You know, I don't
To be fair, we did have a stopover in Arizona.
We did.
Which we might be going to next year.
Oh, might we just? Oh, so you can see your mate.
No, because we've had lots of people saying to come to Phoenix.
Oh.
So we thought maybe we will.
Well, since we missed our plane, we could do that. It could just be normal.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. Anyway, that was, deep dish pizza, and one of the taco places we went to, it wasn't a taco. It was a fast foodie place.
It was a taco, it just didn't taste very good.
It didn't taste like a taco. Gee, we sound like whingers, don't we?
We're just really fussy with our food.
The steak place we went to was really nice. That was
awesome.
really nice.
So, okay, if we're going to actually talk nice, I can actually shout out. We went to the Chicago Firehouse. That was really, really nice.
Yeah.
And service was great. Food was great.
Everything was great.
Everything was great. They really enjoyed that.
But you're not going to mention where we went last night.
Well, I'm not going to mention places that we're not happy with because I don't
So I really wanted to ring them up this morning and say, I want my money back and you owe me for stomach linings.
Yeah, but I don't believe in ragging on people.
When they poison you...
Well, you can mention their name, but I don't...
No, I'm not going to mention their name.
I don't know. I just don't believe in ragging on people. I feel like if something's good, talk about it. If something's bad, like, we're going to talk about it because it's a podcast and we're just here to rant and...
We're just here.
We're just here.
To kill some time.
But, like, if something's good, I'll call it out. If something's bad, I just believe, like, you don't need a name and shame. Unless it's super, super bad. Like Terry Richardson. You can name and shame that.
Oh.
But I just don't believe in, like, naming and shaming.
Yeah, no, you're Switzerland. I know.
I'm always Switzerland.
Yeah.
That's how I like to live my life. I feel like if something's good, call it out. If something's bad, nah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a nice person.
Nah.
But yeah, so Chicago.
Chicago.
Back to that. God, I'm so sleep deprived. Even though I slept for like 10 hours last night.
Yeah, I slept for like 3 hours.
Shouldn't have ordered the octopus.
You should have eaten some, shared the love.
Right.
We could have been Jill throwing up.
That sounds absolutely horrible.
We could have filmed it for a YouTube.
I don't think anyone wants to see that.
Jill throwing up.
No.
Oh,
That's weird.
it's a bit.
Okay, so it's our last day here. We leave to go to New York tomorrow. I'm
And
excited.
Mika Shay.
And Mika and Shay. And New York pizza and just New York in general. I'm so excited to be in my second home.
I do like New York.
I love New York. It's got such a vibe. It's just a vibe.
A vibe.
It's such a vibe.
Such a vibe.
So I'm excited for that. And
And
then
what?
we've got our workshops on the weekend, which I'm sure will be good because everything has just been so good. I just really love our little community that we've built.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's really important and it's really cool, and just like having the like-minded people that come along and like they're there to learn, and they're just really cool people. Everyone's just awesome and really chill, and I'm sure we've probably said this like multiple times, but we've just really seen a shift in people that are coming to workshops, whereas it used to be 50-50 people wanting to learn, and then the other half are just like, I just want to see hot chicks.
And, yeah, Machine Gun Kelly, da 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 da, or Shotgun Bec.
Whereas now it seems to be that people like are coming for they've seen what you do and they know our brand and they're coming to learn. And it's just been such a really nice shift. And I saw that in LA, I saw that in Austin, I've seen it in Chicago, and I am pretty certain we'll see it 4 weeks in a row in New York. Yeah. So it's been a lot of fun. It's been a really good tour. I don't know, it's like, I'm just happy.
Happy.
I'm just content.
Content. I thought you said you were sleep deprived.
Was that as well?
The one thing that really stood out to me, especially at the workshops here, was the photographers. Like I say at the start, I can teach you lighting in a couple of hours. Lighting's easy. Once you understand direction and contrasting and putting the two together, lighting becomes easy. You've just got to open your eyes to see it. And even when we're in the UK, I still found there's more people wanted to know, what's the next setup? What's the next setup? Whereas I found, especially here, so how do you get that look out of the model? Right, because I actually started to understand that if you've got the model looking absolutely incredible, it doesn't matter what light you got on. Yeah. They're still going to look absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have the greatest light in the world on them and they're not looking incredible,
it's still going to be a bad shot.
Yeah, well, it comes down to my old thing about dog poo, dog shit. So if you haven't heard it and you're not eating breakfast right this second, because I don't want people spitting their oats across the thing. But if someone came into my studio and gave me a plate of dog shit and said, I want you to photograph this and make this look the best ever. So I might spend 4 or 5 hours setting up lighting, I might put a tilt shift on, I might focus stack it, I might do whatever. But at the end of the day, it's just going to look like dog shit. But if I grabbed it and stuck it in the microwave and then pulled it out and mixed it up a bit, I might make it look like chocolate. So my job is to make shit look like chocolate.
Like this?
Yes. I'm glad you said it. I won't get the hate now. We had one model, and a lot of them, all the photographers are complaining about the same thing. My little bit of a model rant the other day. Everyone was so happy to hear that, in a way of, thank God someone is saying this.
What, that we can't get models?
And you can't get models who don't just do the Macarena, don't do start, stop, starts, and nothing looks real, nothing looks interesting, it's just nice.
Yeah.
And the first model on the Sunday, she's a very, very pretty girl, but it was very hard for me to get any type of emotion out of her, because no matter what I did, she still went on to, I click, she move. I kept on saying, no, don't do that, I want you just to drift. And I'll click whenever I click, you just keep the drift. But every time I click, she'd all of a sudden move again. So I took her over against the wall with a video and said, well, I'm on video now.
And you showed me the video and I saw the difference that happened. Because I wasn't, like, I was away working buried. Because I was trying to, like, just tie up my few loose ends for next weekend. So I could hear what was going on, but I couldn't see it. And then when we got back here, Peter was playing the video and I was like, oh, let me see that. Like, I really want to see. And I was like, oh my God, did that make a difference? Like,
yeah, it was just, she started sliding down the wall and there's just, and then when we went back to stills again, she stayed in that video mode.
Yeah,
she started to beautifully drift. You see her eyes went up another level. There's an emotion to it. And all the other photographers in the room, when I turned around and looked at them, their mouths were sort of sitting on the floor. But then it was funny. They saw me work very, very hard on two of the girls. So the second girl in the afternoon, I'd do that section with the classical music on just to get this emotion. That she picked a photo that she loved to look at. So that was my job then to get her to take the emotion from that photo into herself. And we did that, and they were all so surprised about the effort I went to get her into that mood. Make sure she's sitting, not standing, get the lighting right, get the music near her, get something on there that's emotive, and then talk to her emotively and let her ride the music up and down. So I had a choice of, what do I want, slightly stronger eyes or slightly weaker eyes, sad eyes, and we went through all of that. But in the meantime, I did a little talk about photographers say all the time it's all right for you have models. So I thought, I've got the best killer for this. So I opened up and showed them some of the shots for a book I've been working on for 10, 15 years now.
It's been a while. Called
In My Pants. And there's a lot of people in there who are 100% not models. And I showed them a picture of my old makeup artist, Danny, her mum, and her grandmother. There's only one pair of jeans. So the grandmother said, well, no one's seen my chi-chi, so she took the jeans. So the daughter, the mother are there implied nude. They had G-strings on, they had tape on their boobs, but they were still looking implied nudes. And the grandmother's in between. None of them are models. So imagine doing that. You've got you looking like you might be naked.
With your mum
and your grandma.
Who's wearing only jeans.
Yeah, but you look at the shot and just go, oh my, it's stunning. And it's this thing that and the support, the reason I started doing the book, the first Italian lady, for us to shave her head. And then photograph her implied topless, and she would never ever even go for a photo anywhere. She was 100% doesn't like photography, and we shaved her head and photographed her, and you see the picture and it's just go, It's real. It's a real, like, those photos that you took for the book of her are like, I know they're just so like emotional. Yeah, I find it hard to talk about sometimes.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and that's why I don't know if you'll ever finish the book, to be honest, because it's been going on.
Well, if a certain person would get her mum and sister in there, and there's a lot of other models that promise to bring their mums in.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm waiting on I gave up on the celebrities because the celebrities are fine. I made a celebrity talk to them, they go, 100% in on this.
Yeah, but how are you going to know when you've got enough shots for the book? How do you know when you're going to be fully done? I mean, it's like people asking when you're going to bring out a coffee table book.
I don't photograph coffee tables. Why would I want to make a book about coffee tables? That's like dumb.
Hilarious. You should do stand up. Oh, you're sitting down there.
We're supposed to come somewhere in Austin and see stand up. Did we? No. LA? No.
I was about to book it and I said, should I? And you were like, I don't know.
Sure.
Yes,
I was. It wasn't just you wanted to have a quiet night at home and emptying the cellar?
No, I was literally at the checkout and I said, should I go? Like, should we book it? And I was like, oh, wait, I don't think this is the Joe Rogan place. And you're like, oh, maybe don't then. So I never booked it.
But did you look up to see if it was?
Apparently his place isn't open yet.
Oh, well, then I don't want to go if he's not. But he said it's open.
Well, I don't know.
Anyway.
People will correct
You've changed the subject terribly.
I would never do that.
You've bounced off.
Anyways, you and books, bringing out books. We get asked that a lot, like, when are you bringing out a book?
Well, I've got a book I want to do, but it's going to take me a while to do that because I've got to find models that are happy to sit on toilets.
Do you want to do a whole book about people sitting on toilets?
Yeah. Well, I added 2 more pictures in LA, and I'm certain I can get Anne on a toilet in New York, a public one. In fact, we put a toilet in Times Square, she'll sit on it.
That's such a random thing.
I know, you don't like toilets, I understand that.
It's got nothing to do with what I like. I just find it so random that you want a book of people
Have
sitting
you
on
ever
toilets.
seen a book on people sitting on toilets?
No, that's what I mean. It's random.
Yeah, no, it's a great idea. Leave me alone.
Okay.
No, but
I liked your mirrors idea better.
yeah, but I've got to shoot more of that, and I need to find the right models to finish that off. I don't have enough to do it.
And then
Although
you've got to
now we've
write-
met what's the name from LA who's going to fly out to
Bella?
Australia, Bella. I can definitely do some with Bella. Next time Anne's in the studio, I'll do some more with her. And if Donna ever comes down, I'll do some with Donna.
Yeah. But then you've also got to, I think I overheard you saying to someone the other day, the hard thing with your mirrors is you need to figure out the way that you're going to, well, so mirrors is, sorry, I feel like we're like just talking us two and not explaining. So Peter's got this series of photos and he calls it his mirrors because you look at it and a lot of people get very shocked when you look at the photo, but Peter's taken it to be a mirror. So the first, like Peter will show you the photo and whatever someone says is the first thing they notice, Peter's like, cool, that tells me something about you. But he puts things in there that will be purposefully distracting from the...
And very strong statement symbols to distract you from
the actual message.
Yeah. But still fits into the message once you hear the message.
Of course. So it still fits in, but it's a bit of a distraction and it's just you playing mind games with people. But
I'm just messing with people.
Yeah. But the actual message of it is really hard to get. But once you hear it, you're like, oh, wow, I can really see that. So Peter's idea is to bring out a book where you'll hear like a brief description and then see the photo and then on the next page have like the full description or something like that.
Yeah, at the start of it, I want to give the viewer like a narration to how you look at the book.
Yeah.
How I want you to look at the book. And I want to basically a complete blank page. Then the next page you flick, up comes the mirror.
Yeah.
And then I want you to look at it as if, what's my brain saying? What's my brain saying? Oh, it's saying there's something racist about this picture. You've just told yourself that racism is fairly strong within your beliefs and, you know, and I'm not saying you are a racist, but you might see racism.
Yeah.
You don't like it. And it might be religion. You might say, oh, that's so religious or whatever.
Whether you like it or not, it's just something that you're very strong
about. Yeah. And then once you've absorbed it and understand what you saw in it, I want you then to reabsorb it and think, what was Peter thinking? And then flick to the next page.
And then read your description.
And read my description of what that picture was, which I don't think anybody's ever guessed my descriptions, have they?
I think...
Someone got close one day.
Yeah, I was about to say that there was one person that came close to one of them.
Yeah.
I don't want to like...
No, you're not allowed to say.
So, but there was one person that came close to one of it and I was like, I'm impressed. That's like the closest I've heard. But a lot of them I've never heard anyone get even close. But it's always, like, the answers are always different whenever you start
But that's
going,
a whole...
I know, that's why I love it. So I think that's a really cool idea for a book.
It is. I just need to shoot some more. And I need... The hardest thing is finding the models that 100% in on this.
And comfortable. Because some of your ideas are a little bit...
No, without knowing my story, some of them are very controversial.
Oh, 200%.
If I just said, I want you to do this with this, with this, with this, they're going to go, they're going to cancel me, they'll kill me. But when I told them, but this is all smoke and mirrors, which are confusing people, but now if this is my real story and all those things still exist, but I put them in a different order in your head, and then you can see the story that's in there.
Yes. No, it's really cool. And
I might, maybe if I get 20 pictures are strong enough that I want, I might just do very big pictures in a book, only 20 photos in it for the mirrors, because it is something dear to my heart. One of my first pictures I ever did with Anne was my meaning of life, and things like that, which really mean a lot to me. So I want to. That's most likely in my head the book I most want to do, but it is hard finding the right people to do it. It's the same as my crucifix shot. I want to reshoot that series, The Shadows.
oh yeah.
Like, everyone loves the picture, but I only ever shot 2 frames of the story because the model just wasn't getting it. And I was just feeling, if the model's not getting it, it's not working. Even though that one image... Chinks. You hang around with me way too much.
Well, it's been like 21 days of just non-stop us on the road.
Yeah, so she haven't sleepwalked into my room this trip.
That was weird.
Which was the one that...
It was in Milan.
Milan,
in the
haunted place, yeah.
I went sleepwalking.
Even Anne said you went sleepwalking, so it wasn't just me.
No, but that place was haunted. Anyway, interrupted.
You just killed another
If the model's not feeling it.
If the model's not feeling it, I can't do it. The last thing I'd want to do, and Bec's already seen a model do this, but she did it on the commercial shoot. We're 100% in on it, let's do it. And then 3 years later, delete it all.
Yeah.
Like, number one, I don't want any model to feel like what they did with me, they're ashamed of or want it deleted. And Bec's seen this story, and there was nothing I did wrong, and she just went crazy a little bit.
100%.
Sorry?
Yeah, 100%.
But the last thing I want is a model to regret it afterwards. So that's why I need them 100%. Like what Ballard said, I want to do this shit so bad.
Yeah, she was like, nah, the more effed up it is,
the more messed up it is, the more I want to do it.
She's a bit cool. I miss her.
You miss her?
Like instant best friend.
Instant best friend.
I love it. Me being mother hen again to the models. I love it.
She's like a mile taller than you, but she's only 21 or 22
she's
or
not
something?
that, no, she just wears heels a lot.
Oh, she just seems so tall.
Yeah, no, but she wears heels a lot.
Right.
When she wears flats, we're the same height, but she just wears heels a lot,
right.
yeah. Whereas I just live in Doc Martens because I'm lazy.
You're tall enough.
Yeah, I do like wearing my heels. But no, me and her had a chat about it, like we're the same height. And it's funny, we were talking about being tall, and she said the exact same thing as me. When she was younger, she hated being tall. Absolutely hated it, got picked on for it. It was so
You
ashamed.
hated being a beanpole?
Well, that's what
A
she said.
lamppost?
That's what she said, the same thing. She was like, I hated how much I got picked on for it. I hated being tall. I was so ashamed of it. She's like, now I just own it. She's like, I don't care. I wear heels. I wear heels every chance I get. I love being tall. I'm like, I'm the same. I'm like, yeah, I am tall. I will step on you. I will wear heels.
Yeah, but hang on a minute. Your boyfriend is way taller than you.
He's not knowing. He's only like 6'2". And I'm like, what, 5'10 and a half, 5'11".
Right, so that's 3 inches.
Yeah. So I wear...
So you can wear 3-inch heels and just catch him. If he puts something with a bit of heel on, now you can wear 4-inch heels.
Oh no, he wears sneakers.
Everywhere?
Yes. He has a
that's right. He has
sneaker
the
collection.
sneaker collection. That's right.
That's all he wears.
He doesn't wear platform sneakers. He doesn't wear those Nike platform sneakers.
No. He just wears sneakers. So he is always his little 6'2"ness. But it's funny. Like I'll wear my platform docs or I'll wear my heels, and we'll go out and we'll be like the same height. And then we get home and I take them off and I go to give him a hug and I'm like, oh, I'm actually shorter than you now. And I feel all small and cute.
No, people like Natasha and every partner they've ever had was shorter than without heels on.
Well, that's why I was so excited when I found Jared and he was like my soulmate, because I was like, oh my God, you are my person and you're taller than me. Because I've dated like one guy that was shorter than me, and like the rest have mostly been like my height. And then I finally found Jared. I was maybe that's why he's my... No, he's not. No. It's not why he's my soulmate.
So I don't care who you are, as long as you're taller than me.
No.
I'll buy a house together with you and you can look after my cats while I travel the world.
That's not it.
And my plants.
That's so not it. It's just an added bonus that he's taller than me.
Has he sent you photos of the plants and cats to prove they're still alive?
Not for the last week, and I
Bet you they're all dead.
proof. I don't have proof.
It's funny, Anne says the same thing whenever she's travelling. All she wants off her partner, prove that you haven't killed all my plants.
And my cats.
And your cats.
I've been having really whack dreams while we've been away.
I haven't here, but I was in Austin. I had the weirdest friggin' dreams.
I I think I did there and also here. I've been having some whack ones here. I had a whack one the other night about the cats going missing, and it was really traumatic, and it wasn't good.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't good. They went missing. But I think it was something weird. Like, we've moved back to Mum's place because at Mum's, they used to go in the backyard and they could get out of the backyard and they would just walk around the streets. But then something happened and they were missing, and maybe one got made 2D instead of being 3D. So...
Oh, that would have gone well.
It wasn't good.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
No, I woke up...
Is your pillow covered in mascara?
A little bit, actually.
From tears?
It actually is mascara on my pillowcase. But I did wake up this morning and was like, ah, and just was frantically looking for my phone. I don't know why. I was like, oh. Anyway.
I don't know what is this trip. I've had some absolute whacked out dreams.
I normally have whacked out dreams.
I had a dream about why I couldn't get to sleep. And in the dream it cured V to get to sleep. And in the dream I actually fell asleep again, but then it wore off and I woke up.
Do you think we're having crazy dreams because...
We're crazy?
Well, that. And also just because we haven't really had much of a day off, and every day we've had something on, we're talking to new people.
Oh yeah, I'm certain that we...
we're just having so many conversations every single day. We haven't really had a day off, whereas when we're at home we have... normally 2 days a week we're at the office and we're editing, or I'm doing admin accounting stuff that I absolutely love, and we're not really... I'll do that and you'll put on headphones and edit, and we don't speak. We can go 3-4 hours without speaking to each other.
Yeah, I'll just every now and go, what was that?
Oh, sorry.
Just Bec talk.
I was just talking to myself.
Talking to myself.
Don't worry about it. But we can do that for about 4 hours, whereas this trip, it seems that we've had no time to do anything because we're going from catching a plane to getting somewhere to going out for dinner to coming home to going to sleep to waking up to having a shoot to having another shoot to going out for dinner to we've just constantly been on the go.
Well, that and see at home, me and my wife there's a sort of a routine. I get home, or if I'm already home, she gets home, and around about a certain time she feeds the dogs, and then either she'll cook dinner or I'll cook dinner. Then after dinner, she normally messes around for about an hour with she just looks at cooking channels and her Thermomix machine is things. Then she'll sit down and watch some piece of crap TV, which I hate. So, yeah, all those sort of reality sort of cooking shows, or the farmer wants a wife, or,
I know a girl that's on the latest season of that.
Sorry?
I know a girl that was on the latest season of that.
Oh, sorry for her. Anyway, and then it comes to a point where I'll just say to Sheree, do you want me to put a movie on? Because she loves B-grade horror movies, and I can always find something she's into. And normally when I flick that on, we're still in a sort of very large room, but we can still see and talk to each other. I then go and edit till 2 in the morning. And she'll have crawled to bed at maybe 10:30. But once she starts watching the crap TV, it's just me on my own from then on, and I have my time while I'm working. Whereas when we're traveling, I'm editing while you're just spewing out all this crap at me, watching your crazy stuff and commenting, and hey, look at this, Peter, it's TikTok.
Oh my God, I do. I showed you
that's a little bit sensitive.
I showed you 2 TikToks yesterday, or the day before.
And we haven't watched a movie here.
Yeah, we started watching Girl Interrupted last night.
Oh yeah, I couldn't get to it. I was tired. Remember I bailed on you?
I know you did. I nearly finished it. It's a good movie though. I haven't watched it.
That's a great movie, but I just wasn't in
ages, so it was really I know I've already seen it, but when you have when you know something's good, but you haven't seen it in so long that you forget things.
Oh yeah, no, lots.
That was me watching it last night, and I was like, "Oh, damn, this is a good movie," and I was thoroughly enjoying it. But it got to just after midnight, and my eyes were so.
Were you still awake at then?
I was forcing myself.
And I dished at about 10:30, 11.
No, I think it was 11.
11.
And I was like, no, I want to keep. And I was enjoying it, but I was lying on the couch. I'd gotten myself really comfy on the couch.
Really comfy.
And I was
I wasn't comfy. I was sitting at the kitchen table, and I've got this guilt trip that I had to get the YouTube finished. And I just didn't want to put when I'm editing without headphones, it's easy. As soon as I put the headphones on, it's sort of like, oh, this is work now. I don't enjoy it as much, and I kept on putting them on and doing like 30 seconds of editing and then getting distracting myself.
Yeah, because you just didn't want to do it.
I just didn't want to do it. Well, I had to do it, but I got up after redecorating the bathroom area last night. I did a good job with that too, by the way. After doing that, I got up.
Great. Thanks for the
information. Well, I ran out of my sparkle water because I was after something, I don't know, for some reason I thought I needed, after the whole event had finished, I just felt I need to burp. So I've done the sparkles water and that didn't work. So I cracked a beer at like 5 o'clock this morning and sculled that. I got a burp out, then I felt better. I know it's weird. Shut up.
No, I just love it. I would probably do something similar, to be honest.
I do feel weird coming down the fridge. It's still dark and cracking a beer open and taking it back into my room to try and get it to burp.
I feel like I've probably done similar things. Like, I feel like I've been like, I don't know, really sick from probably drinking too much and had like a massive spew and then been like, I need something, and just been like, and then like seen like some leftover alcohol and been like, sure,
why
like,
not?
Like just like
what's the worst that could happen?
Or like maybe I'll have like too much vodka, because vodka always makes me sick. I feel like if I'm gonna be sick, it's normally vodka, and then if I vomit and I see some white wine and I'm like, you know what?
It's not vodka.
Yeah, but for some reason, white wine tends to settle my stomach. That sounds really bad.
It could have been when you were young. That's what your mum put in a bottle.
Like, the amount of times I'll be like deathly hungover and I've got to go to an event, but I've like drunk too much the night before and I have to go out and I've got to like, you know, it's like and everyone's drinking and I'm like, white wine. And then it's like the first sip's normally a little bit like hard, but then like by the end of the glass, I'm like, damn, I'm ready to go. White wine helps.
Well, so where does mimosa sit in this equation?
Mimosas are amazing, but sometimes the bubbles doesn't really
work.
Yeah, sometimes the bubbles is a little bit too.
Except for one place.
Bubbly.
Mimosas at Austin Airport.
Oh, they were nice. They were just expensive. I cannot believe we had
to
pay.
Hang on a minute. Think about it. Can't you remember?
Oh, we had to mix our own.
2 full glasses of champagne and 1 full glass of orange juice.
We had to make our own.
Where do you pour anything?
Yeah, it was weird.
It was very weird, and I ended up wearing most of it.
We had to pay for things in a lounge. I've never had to pay for things in a lounge. I thought that was the point of lounges.
Oh, Miss Toffee.
Well, I thought that was the point of lounges, is that like you get in there because you've got like a status that you've spent X amount of money flying with this airline, so now you are a welcomed guest, so you get to come to the I sound really stuck up right now.
You sound so stuck up. There's everybody sitting out there who's never been in a lounge, never been in business class, let alone first class. P.S. She left her first class pajama pants in Austin, and now we have to fly them to Australia. What, $280?
No, I'm getting them shipped to New York.
New York.
No, sorry. I do this far too often. I like start talking and then I catch myself. I'm like, oh God, I should just shut up because I sound like a real stuck up bitch. But I am absolutely not that. Like I'm really not. Like,
really?
I'm really not.
Anyway, why are you complaining? I paid for the drinks anyway. It didn't even come out of your pocket.
Still, it's the principle of it all.
Oh, you're missing out on your inheritance when I go.
It's not my inheritance. It's just the principle of it. I just thought that in lounges things were complimentary, but.
Well, I've been in lounges before where they give you drink tickets and you can only get 1 or 2 drink tickets.
Really?
Yeah, but this didn't even give us drink tickets.
Wowzers.
So we whinge and complain about Qantas, but once you get into the first class lounge, you don't have to fly first class to get into there.
You just need platinum.
You just need to travel next to me. And it's like you go up to the really big ones. There's a full barman there who'll make any cocktail or anything you want.
Even Long Island's?
Yeah, they do a Long Island. You had a Long Island at Qantas Club in Melbourne.
Did I?
Yeah, first class once. Anyway, we'll skip that. But the other ones that mightn't have a barman there, there's a full open bar that you can just pour anything you like into the drinks.
This wine is really nice.
Oh, stop sucking up to him.
God, it's just
As
really
soon as
nice.
this finishes, you're going to go, that was the worst one I've ever taken.
Absolutely not. It's
I
actually.
drank it.
Do you want to try it? Oh, no, you shouldn't.
No, I don't think my
don't-
stomach
you-
is going to, I
You
think,
don't need to decorate the bathroom red.
no, I don't. It was decorated black. I know it's
Yeah, because Peter had squid ink pasta.
just a trick. If you want to throw up, do not eat pasta. It just does not want to come up. So I'm just dry reaching for the first hour. Nothing's coming out at all. But my stomach's just trying to throw it.
Yeah.
Finally, this friggin' half a bucket of black.
I'm sure everyone.
They're really
loved
loving
to
this.
hear
I hope they're having breakfast right
Best
about now.
podcast yet. Talking
So
about
black worms hits a bowl.
Ew.
At least this was hard. London was easy. I could sit in the toilet and put my head in the bath.
I don't think
That
people
I
need
could-
to go to details, Peter.
This I had to say, now which end's going to come out first and
This
hope
is-
the other one didn't.
This is wrong town. This is absolute wrong town. I don't think this is what people need to listen to, especially whatever time they know.
So on photography, we've spoken about movies, we've spoken about food, so we're keeping up with we've
All the things
spoken
people
nothing
hate.
but photography.
People hate it when we don't talk about photography. Well, I don't
Anyway.
know what to talk about.
You don't,
Well, it's hard because, like,
you're not a
This is-
photographer because
well, I'm
you're
not
not a model.
okay,
Okay.
on that.
On that. Yeah, I heard a couple on the weekend.
I know, and, like,
On that.
I know, like, thankfully our community are realising that it does annoy me, but, like, honestly, I cringe at myself and I really wish I never started it.
I love it that you started.
No,
Beck's one of these people, if you say something to her 3 times, she gets irritable bowel syndrome. And if you keep on saying it, she just gets angrier and angrier and angrier.
I just wish I never started saying it because I'm just so sick of it. Like, just so sick
Not a
of
model
it.
just means she is not a commercial model anymore. It's
No,
that
no.
simple.
We've
She's,
We've said this some before.
but I still
and
keep doing it.
I know. Just,
I am going to get a t-shirt with hashtag not a model.
Please
on it.
don't.
Yes.
Please don't. I know everyone's going to keep saying it to me, and it just really irritates me. That's fine.
Yeah, and I have to live with her irritations, so please stop saying it to her don't do it more than 5 times a week.
It just bothers me.
Lots of things bother you.
No, not everything. I'm lovely. I'm as sweet as pie all the time. Especially before coffee.
Oh yeah, don't start that. Coffee in America so far, she's got this stewed stuff that I haven't had a coffee in ages.
Because you go, oh my God, no, we get to go to that place next week.
Yeah, I know, we can go to friggin'
Get
anyone in,
Melbourne coffee.
I hope they're there, I hope COVID didn't kill them, but
No, I think I looked it up.
White
but no,
man,
'cause I did.
White Man in Little Collins Street, like the best coffee, it's just like
Yeah.
Melbourne coffee.
In one of our first podcasts, we mentioned it, and I looked it up, and it's still there. 'cause
Still
I had
there.
to link it, so it's still there.
Cool.
So we get Melbourne coffee soon.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Thank God.
I've had one cup of what Starbucks calls coffee, and like it was even
Yeah.
a shot, and it was disgusting. You want me to second one next day? I took one sip and just rubbish bin.
I've been trying. I'm like, I don't know how to get you coffee.
But Beck's got a thing. You do not talk to Beck before a coffee.
Oh,
Well,
no.
she has to finish the coffee first. You can't even talk to her halfway through it. You'll just lose your head.
Yeah, I will buy your head off.
Like for me, it was
literally.
so hard to learn this. In the morning, Beck would just bite me for, oh, Beck, have you checked it? Yeah, well,
Yeah, no, I'm horrible. And I'll admit it, I'm literally like the she-devil before I've had a coffee. I will, and I don't even know what comes over me. Because sometimes, like, I will think back to what I said before coffee, and I kind of cringe at myself. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe that came out of my mouth. Because that is not something that I would normally say, but I am
No,
just...
after coffee, you're pretty good, but before coffee...
I'm literally a she-devil. I am just the most angriest person, but there is a good thing to this because if you need an angry email done, you tell me.
Do it before the coffee.
Like I'll get into work and I haven't had, well, I might have had a coffee at home, but I haven't had like a second coffee, so I might still be
The coffee still hasn't kicked in.
Nah, so you'll be like, oh, Beck, such and such emailed this, that, and the other, and I'll be like, right. And I'll get straight on it and I would just sass and I do not care. Whereas I read back after coffee, I'm like, oh my God, I was so nasty.
That's Peter's biggest client ever, is just being told to F off.
I don't know who I am. But there's like 3 different Becs. There's Bec before coffee, then there's normal Bec, and then there's Bec after 2 bottles of wine. All very different people.
I think I've seen another Bec too. Pass out Bec.
That's after 2 bottles of wine.
No, I mean real pass out Bec. Unconscious in aeroplanes. And you have to explain to the hostess, no, she's not unconsciously drunk. Once she gets to a certain stage, she goes unconscious to sleep. And you can literally grab her head and move it wherever you want it. And in one of the planes, the hostess just go, she was horrified. I said, watch, you can just put it there, watch. She'll never wake up. You can put her head anyway.
I was at yours for dinner and I stayed and we had some tequila and watched on Kill Bill. I fell asleep on the couch and you literally picked me up and put me in the spare bed, and Cherie, your wife, was pissing herself laughing.
She could not believe you did not see the deadest weight in the world.
I'm so heavy.
And not even a flinch. I just literally carried her and she just, like this dead thing in my arms, pulled the sheets back, just literally dropped there, pulled the sheets back over her, turned the light off and walked out.
Well, where were we flying to? I think we were flying to Austin and I fell asleep on the plane. And it was a ripper of a sleep. I was like dead asleep with like my head against the window, mouth open.
Don't tell me some nasty person took a photo of that.
Oh, what kind of nasty person would take a photo of that?
Oh, sorry, what kind of nasty person's boyfriend would say, I've seen worse than that.
I was about to say, so Peter took this photo of me dead asleep on the plane, like head against the like, mouth.
Dribble, hanging, the full works.
It was so bad. And I said to Jared that Peter took this horrible photo of me, and then Peter's like, haha, and sends it to Jared. I was like, thank you, Peter. Jared replies, oh, I've seen worse than that. Like, thank you, my loving boyfriend. You've seen worse than that. What have you seen? So loving, but no, I'm a really heavy sleeper. Once I am asleep.
Not always. No, it's just I think there's a certain scenario has to happen.
And once I'm asleep.
No, because a couple of times I've had to wake you and thought this is going to be near impossible, and you've just woken up straight away.
Yeah, but sometimes it is near impossible. Remember in Paris, you couldn't.
Which one was that?
Day of a workshop.
Oh, that's right. Literally could not wake her up. I didn't know exactly where I was going for the workshop. I just ended up spitting the dummy and grabbing a bag.
I had it in the diary.
Yeah, but it wasn't in my calendar.
Yes, it was.
We ended up finding it anyway, and we went there, and then Bec rolled up at about 4:45, just as we were shutting down, all teary and upset.
It wasn't that late. Don't make me sound like that. I slept in. I'm sorry. I was a dead weight, though.
Yeah, you are a dead weight. Shut up. The funniest time was the very first trip we ever did.
To Sydney?
It was just to Sydney.
Oh, my God.
And Bec's got her hotel room, I'm in mine. Bec's getting a bit bored. She rings me and says, what are you doing? So I'm just editing. She goes, come and hang and I'll put a movie on and we'll just chat while you're...
Oh, no, we didn't even put a movie on. You were...
I think it was
just on my laptop and you were editing.
And this was very early in me employing you. I didn't really know any of these flaws of yours yet.
They're not flaws, they're Beckisms.
Beckisms. And I'm working away and I look around and, Bec's fallen asleep. I'll just finish what I'm doing, and maybe 10 minutes later, I went over and just tapped her on the shoulder. Bec, wake up. Bec, wake up. I want to go to bed. Bec. Now I'm starting to freak a bit because, I don't know, I think of freaking out if some old man's standing over you, shaking shit out of you in their bed. And I got to a point where she's not freaking waking up. It doesn't matter what I even did something that's supposed to wake people up. If you touch between their toes, like the little gap in between, it's supposed to make you run.
You touched my toes?
No, you had it hanging out your foot, out of the bed. You still had socks on. But you know, if you just do that, some people, it'll force people to run. That didn't work either. I said, stuff this. So I grabbed Bec's keys to a hotel room, left her in my bed and went and slept in her bed. And in the morning you woke up.
I woke up in the morning and I've opened my eye. Like I'm sound asleep. I'm asleep like a baby. I'm fine. And I woke up and I opened my eyes and the first thing I saw was like Peter's suitcases and I was like,
I slept in the boss's room tonight. Where's Peter?
what in the hell is going on? I just like looked around and I was like, what? I was like, oh crap. Oh, that's right. Okay, like come to my sense. Like it was such a shock to me. I was like, what? Where am I? What's going on? Then I figured it out and then Peter told me. So.
You figured it out.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
It was a little bit funny.
Shree couldn't believe the day when I carried you up. She just could not believe you did not wake up.
Did you set an alarm for this, by the way?
No, I forgot. That's all right, it's all right. No, I've already checked. It's 50 minutes. We've got another 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm smarter than you.
I was going to say, I mean, I know that we haven't really spoken. Oh, sorry, I'm bouncing around.
What are you doing?
I was trying to get comfies again. I was comfies and then I had to check. One of the things that, I know we're at the end of it, but one of the things that I had to bring up was, and it kind of bounces off this because we were speaking about early days and just weird us-isms and stuff.
Isms.
Was someone asked about our backstories, which, I mean, we can get into a little bit more later, but I was just going to bring up because...
There's not much on my back. I know you got a bit of ink on your back.
On my neck.
Yeah.
But someone... Or even when I was talking to the studio manager this weekend and I was telling him the story of how we met, because I feel like we've covered this many a time before, but I still just do think it is like a really funny, crazy story. So...
ESPN.
It's...
We call it ESPN.
ESPN. So I was working at Telstra, which is a phone or telecommunications company that do internet phones and shit in Australia. I was working in a call centre, hated it, and then I was young. I got that job when I was 19, and I then decided I wanted to become a PA because I found out that like a PA is a job. I didn't even know that was a job, and then I was like, hey, that sounds like something I can do. Like I like organising things. I'm pretty switched on. I'm a people person.
I can break things. I can turn up to events and drink. I can
organise things. Like that's what I do. Like I can do that for someone. That sounds like a really cool job. I'm going to try and become a PA. So I was trying, and I wasn't going anywhere there. I was applying for other PA jobs, and I was away one weekend with Jared. We were just like talking shit, having some drinks, and Jared's like, "So how are you going applying for PA roles?" I was like, well, I haven't heard back from like the last 3 I've applied for. But like, you know what I really would like is to become Peter Colson's PA. And Jared was like, that is so random. Like, is he that, like, no, he didn't even say, he was like, wait, Peter, like the photographer you used to work with.
Yeah, and he mentioned something like, I haven't heard you mention his name for years.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah. And he was like the guy that shoots black and white that you used to shoot with all the time. I was like, yeah, him. He's like, that is so random. Like, where did that come from? I was like, well, I don't know. Like, I still follow him on socials and stuff, and I always enjoyed working with him, and like, I see what he's doing and stuff, and like, he's got this assistant, and they're always traveling, and he's taking these awesome photos. I just feel like that'd be a really cool PA job to have, is being his assistant. Like, I would love that so much. Little did I know that Peter and Rosie were looking for an assistant at the time.
Yeah, my PA was not coping at all.
Yeah.
And that was for a good year. So the first time I brought up to her, you need to get someone to help you. You're not getting the stuff I need you to get done. So we just get someone else to work under you, and you can pass off the stuff. But there's this other really important stuff that's not getting done that needs to be done.
And I had no idea about that. And so I'd just randomly had this conversation with Jared, and then 2 days, and then, no, because she'd gone through
proper what they call them, employment agencies, and that, and all we got was people who wanted to travel the world. They saw the job description. Or photography interns, as neither of them were what I was looking for. Yeah. And we did list that there was travel involved, but we just got the wrong people. So she sort of did her work for about 3 or 4 months. Then it went dead for 4 or 5 months, and I brought her, Rosie, you're not coping. We can't let this happen. I'm flat out doing my stuff. I need the backup happening behind so we can keep doing what we're doing. And I said, look, just stick something on friggin' social media, Facebook or something. I had it with the agencies, just let's see if we can find someone. And we ran it for, I think, a week.
What I saw was literally just a status on your personal Facebook.
No, that's when I changed it.
Oh, right.
So it ran for a week. We were copying a heap of crap because I wanted a female. How dare you ask for a type of sex? Well, sorry, most females will tell you bring a male into, even though I'm a male, but...
Two males?
Two males, yeah.
That's
I'm behind a camera and nearly every model I work with 100% trusts me.
Yeah, and every model we work with, the second that I'm there and like even the models we've worked with this week, I go downstairs and meet them. They're like, you're back. And I'm like, I'm back. Hey, nice to meet you. And have a chat with them, get them coffee, get them a water. Even with all the girls in the workshops, like the second they see me there, they're like, oh, cool. Like I've got another female.
And there's a lot of things you can do that I can't do.
Yeah, like
adjusting bras, straps, adjusting things like that.
Powder on their face.
Yeah, I don't want to be.
Stuff. Yeah. It's much more comfortable.
Anyway, we put it up and it hadn't done much. And I said to Rosie, I just want someone like this sort of model I used to shoot back. I know she got a job with a telecommunications company. I've seen her going, like, kicking goals with this. But I just want someone like that, someone who's keen, who's not going to be a fangirl, and is only not just getting a job so you can get some travel.
No. So then you just... Well, before you even said that, I think I don't know when it was because I wasn't there, but you ended up just posting a status on your personal Facebook saying, looking for a new assistant. If you're interested, please send your resume to this address, like in your email address. And I saw that 2 days after I had said that I wanted to be your PA, not even knowing this. And I saw the status and like nearly fell over. I was like, holy shit, what are the chances? And had a mild heart attack and it took me 2 days to actually apply. And
what if I employed someone else before you?
Well, you didn't, so let's not even go through hypotheticals because you didn't. But then I did apply and then I remember like I sent you an email and I was like, hey Peter, I think we might know each other. Like I was being funny because you know me. And
you thought you were.
I am hilarious. And I sent you this email and then I was like, look, you know, blah, blah, blah. I kind of gave my pitch and was like, if you want this in my resume, let me know. I'll send it through. And then like had a shower because I was sweating so profusely because I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I manifested this job. And then you gave me a call and were like, do you have ESP? And I was like, what do you mean? And you're like, I was talking about you today saying I just need someone like you for this job. And well, the rest is basically history. But so that's like a little backstory, which I feel like we've told before, but we'll retell again. I tell this story all the time. It's a great story. And it's a good story. It's a weird story. And I love it because I'm a little bit weird.
And see, my outcome, we're all allowed to make one mistake in our life.
What, and yours is employing me?
Well, every time Bec breaks something or does something wrong, I say, oh, it's my fault for employing you.
Hilarious.
Anyway, on that note, we have just hit 58 minutes. We've gone overtime.
Shock horror.
And just for the past hours, there's no alarm going off today because I forgot to set it. But next week, there will be an alarm.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, the sass.
Wow. I hope you guys enjoyed us checking in from Chicago. Sorry we literally spoke nothing about photography.
We did a little bit.
If you want to complain, you can do so in the comments.
Yeah, you can complain and Bec will just when you put a complaint in, make sure you put hashtag not a model.
Oh my God.
You're going to hear, all right, so next week when we're in New York, you'll hear, if that happens, you're going to hear her just go, sick. We'll do it before coffee. So we'll do a podcast before coffee.
We've done one podcast before coffee and...
Was it before coffee or was it just in the morning?
Look,
I think it was in the morning. It wasn't before coffee. I don't think anybody has seen you before coffee.
I do not function in the morning. Let's not do that. Anyways, hope you enjoyed our shit talk this week. We will see you next week in New York.
Cha-ching.